Another winner. Another winner. I'll do one more winner and one more loser, and then we'll move on to talk about the Jamaican trials. The youth, Gordon. The youth. Arian Knighton, 17. Thing Mo, Cole Hocker. Those three on the last day. But there were amazing performances by young athletes throughout the championships. But we had questions coming in, especially the ones who competed in the NCAA. How would they respond, especially if they went indoor to outdoor? Would they be out of gas by the time the championships came? And I was just impressed with these three because they did not back down at all. With 100 meters to go, Cole Hocker had to know he was in top 3 position. But he didn't care. He wanted to win. And that was remarkable. Arian Knighton, right, after the semi, breaks Usain Bolt's record, but then beats it again, beats his record now, beats his own record in the final. And he's going toe-to-toe with Noah Lyles in that 200 and Kenny Bednarik and Fred Curley, a lot of experience there on that start line. And then you have a Thing Mo who had every reason in the world to be confident, and she should have been confident, but still the way she ran, she dictated the entire race and ran away from everybody in the last 200. And you can say, oh, wow, yeah, she negative split at 157 earlier in the year. She's run 49 mid in the quarter. She's just better than everybody. But it's hard at that stage to do it. And she's running big meets before, but this was the most pressure-packed by far. And I just am fascinated by these young athletes who had every reason to settle for like top or run conservatively and just get top 3, but they went for it. All of them went for it, which probably shows you why they're in that position in the first place, because they have that mentality.
I got a 3-part question for you on these 3 athletes. Part 1 of the question. Of the 3, who do you think will have the highest finish at the Tokyo Olympics?
Thing Mo.
I agree with you. I think, 156.07, you're going to have the highest finish. So that was the easy question. That was like filling in your name on your SATs. Now we're going to get to the hard stuff. Question number 2, who will have the highest finish internationally, aka provided they qualify for the Olympics in 2024?
In 2024, who will? I mean, I'll stick with the Thing Mo. I know it's a boring answer, but I'm just going to stick with her.
Yeah? So you don't think Knighton will be able to go into the 19.5 range, 19.6 range and be? No?
He could, but if Thing Mo if she's finishing first, is there a place higher than first that I don't know about?
No, but other people could, come up. You don't know. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So it's 2024.
Right now,
so it's still
right now I'm thinking Mo. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Who?
Are you going to go?
Last question. No, not 4 more years. Who will be the first? How many of them? This is fill in the bulk. This is a multiple choice answer question. Who will break the American record? 0, 1, 2, 3.
I'll go 1.
And a Thing Mo?
Yes. You can see a trend here developing. I mean, it's definitely possible for both of them, but Thing Mo is a half second from it. She's the world leader. So if you're asking who's in position to get a medal right now, it's her. Who's in a position to get a medal in a couple of years? It's her. Who's in a position to run an American record? It's her. It's the easiest answer. Again, I'm not discounting either of the other two because they're great, but a Thing Mo is better right now relative to the rest of the world. Yeah, that's not a controversial statement.
Yeah, no, you're playing cards right. I do want to talk a little bit before we go on to the next topic about Cole Hocker. I did another analytical tweet analysis last night. I really wanted to figure out, is Cole Hocker going to the Olympics? I'm pretty confident he is, but there are 2 notable 1500s that remain, and they're happening soon. They probably are happening within a few hours. Canada one there's one in Switzerland and one in Canada. So the Canada one will probably happen later tonight. Switzerland one will probably happen in a few hours because time difference. But all the athletes running in this are athletes who are either on the bubble or right behind Cole Hocker in the rankings. Cole Hocker basically needs to be leapfrogged by 7 athletes. There are 2 athletes in the Switzerland race who probably will leapfrog him because they don't need to run fast. It's a B-level meet. They just need to run like 3:38, and they would leapfrog Cole Hocker in the rankings. But everyone else, in order to leapfrog Cole Hocker, they would actually have to run the standard. So they need a total of 7 athletes in these 2 races to run the standard, to leapfrog Cole Hocker, which would bump Hocker all the way down to 46th place. The odds of that happening, they're not 0, but it's also not like 50%. It's going to be hard for all 7 athletes to get 335. But it did get me thinking, should Craig Engels be hopping onto an international flight to Switzerland to be the best rabbit a man has ever seen in the Switzerland 1500 to make sure they all break 335?
Yeah, I was going to say, you didn't put those start lists up there again. It does not include the rabbit. It would be cool if it was Craig Engels in disguise. I mean, he already has a mustache, but he fake glasses. It's just like, we have a late entrant into this. So basically what you're saying, let's see, there's one person in that first race who's run under 335 and one person in the second race. So
yeah. So
it would
I did analysis.
Yes, he should. He should be on the plane, to answer your question, 100%.
Yeah, there's a good chance that you could argue like that 4 of these guys could do it. 2 of them are going to get it because they don't need to run fast. A third on the Switzerland race could get it. You could see it happening. And then I could see Charles Filbert Thibodeau. Is that Thibodeau? Did I say his last name right? I don't know if I did. CPT. He has a 334 PB, so you can see him doing it. So I could get to 4. Yeah. I just know if I could get to 7 because that's what it would take for him to be knocked out, which is why when we tweeted the other night, I used the phrase extremely likely. I didn't use the word guarantee because I knew this race was happening. And, there is an extremely unlikely situation where all 7 get the standard. So I had to go, this is an extremely likely situation that he qualifies.
It would be a turn of events, to say the least, because then we'd go back and we'd watch the trials race again and we'd be like, man, if Hocker, when did he do the shush? Because maybe if he leaned instead of the shush, he could have gotten a little extra time. We dissect all of his races to see if he could have got those extra a couple tenths. And then you'd need to apologize too. You'd need to say, hey, I told you you'd be able to do it with a 335. Turns out I was wrong because in these European meets, 9 people ran out of their mind and pushed you out of the world rankings. But yeah, we'd have to analyze the shush and see how far from the finish line he actually was into the act of shushing to see if it cost him time. All right, something to keep an eye on there, Gordon.
I mean, again, I could see a situation where maybe USATF tries to protest and be like, hey, come on, he won our championship. We have like 6 guys with the standard. So we're going to give you 3. You're going to give us 3 spots, and we want to give this to him. He has run 335 low like 4 times. He's run a 350 mile. He beat the Olympic defending champion. Let him in the meet, and maybe they be like, all right, we'll let you in. Maybe they go crazy.
That'd be a terrible precedent. What do you mean? Why would that be okay?
Or maybe
or not?
USATF says maybe USATF wants Cole Hocker in the meet so bad they decide to ban everyone else and let Cole Hocker be the one person who gets to go in the universality place, and just Cole Hocker gets to represent Team USA because they really wanted him in.
They don't get a universality place because they have other people from other. Oh, you mean the entire track team stays home?
Yeah,
not just
everyone stays home on the
another guy.
track team, and then just Cole gets to go.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well,
That's a
if
Hail
this was
Mary.
back in the day, if you had A and B standards from back in the day, you could just send him with the B, and then you could keep everybody else home. Yeah, I don't think they should do that. I don't think they should change the rules for one person, but I still think it's extremely likely because 7 people need to run really fast in these 2 meets. Yeah. But hey, super shoes. Maybe with angles rabbiting, who knows? anything is possible. Again, it would be a crazy turn of events there after that race. And you know who'd be justified? Lee Diffie, who yelled right after the race, "There's an asterisk," on the NBC broadcast. Like, I told you not to trust your eyes.
I was hoping Kara Goucher would be like, hey, according to sources, his ranking is good, and that source being FloTrack. Because I worked hard to figure. I don't think anyone else is doing the math. Like, I was updating other people's world ranking because we don't know everyone else's world ranking because they update it today. But I was like figuring it out, looking up results from different national championships.
You should have sent it to her. You've worked together. You guys broadcast.
Well, we tweeted it out. We follow. You know, just maybe send it on Twitter.
Send it to her. Say, like, hey, Kara, I know you're on the broadcast tonight. This is the situation for Cole Hocker. Do not use the word asterisk under any circumstance. Do not say that. Don't have anybody in the booth say the word asterisk.